Hello everyone, welcome to the debut of my new tech channel here on YouTube. Now I do have another channel. It's the Frankie Fix channel on YouTube where I fix things around the house, lawnmowers, snow blowers. It's doing pretty well, but I wanted to make another channel where I focus on tech things since a lot of my experience, my entire life has been working in computer labs, air-conditioned computer labs. I've worked for several different companies like Ingram Micro, SoftBank, Citicorp. So I've seen mainframes. When the first IBM PC came out, I was there. Commodore 64 user here. Uh, Old vintage stuff, newer stuff. So that's what this channel is going to be about. So I hope that you'll learn some things here, and hopefully I can bring some things to the table. And we're going to go through Windows stuff, Linux stuff. We've got retro electronic stuff here that we're going to go through. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So with all that being said, let's get into it.
Welcome.
And like and subscribe, and let's help get this channel off the ground here. So this is my first video on this channel. And today we're just going to focus on Unreal Tournament. I'm not a big, huge gamer, a modern gamer, if you will. I'm a 1990s kind of person when, you had Doom came out and it kind of revolutionized everything. It was one of the first times you could play a friend just with a modem, and you could go on your modem and play your friends. And then, of course, the Quake series came out with Quake 3 Arena, and I actually have a best friend that we play it all the time, even today. We still keep in touch and we still play. Another game here is Unreal Tournament. Now, Unreal was a competitor with Quake 3 Arena, and today I'm going to just show you how to install it, that you can play it now in 2025. There's a few things we need to do. We need to go up to this Internet Archive here, and I'll put the link down in the description, but this is the best version that I've found that's going to let you install it and have everything you need. And just briefly, I'll read a little bit of what it says here for the download. It says, this archive contains the complete game, patched with Editor's Choice Edition, version 3369, OpenSpy's master server, which is basically just, if you want to play online with strangers, you would typically connect to a server, a central server, and there'd be other players there, and it's a lot of fun. You can go in and play. The way I'm going to set this up is to play and show you that you can connect directly. So if you have a friend, you can be the server. You can run it as a host, and you can give them your IP address, and they can connect directly to you. So you don't necessarily have to use that, but it is there. And there is a registry file because there's a CD key. Now, hopefully you have a copy of this game. Maybe you have the CD key. I can't give you recommendations on that kind of thing, but there just might be a README file in there with some CD keys in it. I'm just saying. So it is fully patched and is online ready and has other convenient changes that are described below, and I'll let you read all that when you go to it. The idea behind this archive is to make it as easy as possible for newer returning players to get into the game without having to muck around with patches and configuration files. Everything is already done for you, including some servers added to favorites, which are frequently populated. You can, of course, remove them after. So what you want to do is go to this zip file here. You're going to see download options. Go to your zip file, and it's going to download it. And it's going to take about 20 minutes. Now, I've already done all that, so I'm not going to do it, but up on the top right corner of your browser, you'll see the download going here. We'll close that out just because I have it already. And I'm going to go in here, and let's see, I'm going to go into my start button here, or you can go into your, we'll just go into the easier way. We'll go into just your file folders. And I'm going to go in to UT 2004. Now, when you get the file first, I think I should explain that you would go into your C users whatever your username is, and you're going to see a downloads folder here. And in there you're going to have that UT2004 file that you downloaded. And it's a compressed zip file. And basically that's just one file that has a bunch of files in it. And it's compressed to save space and just to kind of keep all the files together. Now typically in Windows, if you right click on it, a file like that, you're going to have an extract all. So we're going to do that. And you'll see here that it's going to start extracting all the files from that one file. And these are the files here that it's going to extract. So we would wait for that, which I'm going to cancel again because I already have it. And you're going to end up with a folder that looks like this. And the folder is going to have all these folders: maps, music, sounds, animations, etc. And what I would do is just copy this file, right click on it, select copy. You can go to this PC, which is probably the easiest thing to do. I don't know why I went down here, but there's multiple ways to do things here in Windows. And you could go to your C drive, your users folder, whatever your username is. Mine's Frank, of course. And then we're going to go into the downloads, which is where we were. We copy, and then right on the C drive, you just right click and you paste. And that'll create this UT2004 folder. So we'll look in here. Let me close out these other windows here. So what we're going to do here is you're going to notice you're going to have your files here, and you're going to have this UT2004, and it's going to say registration entries. Now this is an important file because the game requires a CD key, and this file would have a CD key in it, and you have to double click it to enter it into the registry. So really what the registry is, and I'll show you. It's been with Windows for forever. It's basically just a database of settings that are on your computer. You can see on the left side here, you're going to see users, local machine, software, security, system. You know, basically all the settings. You know, if you turn a switch off in Windows, you switch it from on to off or whatever, that setting is usually represented in here by a 0 or a 1. And by directly changing these settings, you change those switches around. But it also stores program data, program information. So I already made a favorite here. First, I'll go in and I'll double click this file, and I'll show you what it looks like. Now I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to edit it with Notepad right here. Edit in Notepad. And you can see you have a bunch of settings in here, and it's even going to show you the keys of where in the registry these are being entered in. So you have the Unreal, different settings here. You have some text here that's going in there. And what's important is the CD key. So what you want to do is, and again, I'm not saying there's CD keys in the README file that's in the folder here, but you can take, and you can see here I've just put some fake numbers in there. I don't want to put the actual CD key here. And you would just type in, between the quotes, you would just type in your CD key. You know, something like that, whatever your CD key would be. And then what we do is you basically just double click the file, and it's going to say, you know, security warning. That's fine. And I'm adding information. Adding information can unintentionally change or delete values and cause components to stop working. Well, this isn't going to do that. These are just program settings, so you can trust it. And then it's going to say that the keys and values contained in that registration file have been added to the registry. Now, since those settings are whack for me, because I just changed them for this example, I have to delete my file here. and I made a backup of it with my actual keys in it. So I'll have to do that again just because I want to run the game and show you guys, what it looks like. But once you do that, and you go in here, you're going to see those settings. Although you really don't have to be concerned about this. I just wanted to mention that just because I want to explain fully where this information's going. So now that we have that, we have our shortcut. There really is no setup program. You got your folder, and you have in the system folder here, you're going to see a bunch of files. And what the file that we're looking for is UT2004. So here it is here. So this is the main application. That's the main program here. So it's just, you can right click on it, and then you can go ahead, if you have Windows 11, show more options and send to, and then you want to create a shortcut and send it to your desktop right here. So you'd pick that option, and then it would appear for you here on the desktop. We have our portrait here we can change. So you can be a variety of different characters here. So I think I'm happy with all that. I don't know why it's telling me that. Let me just try a different name.
The Landry Corporation's Unreal Tournament enters its 12th year as a legally sanctioned competition. This year's tournament is the most highly anticipated yet, with teams captained by highly regarded former champions Malcolm, Gorge, and the long-absent Zan Krieger, as well as the dangerous team from the Scar Empire.
Go one-on-one here.
Before you can enter the tournament proper.
Alright, we'll just get right into it. Now, it should start in a couple seconds here.
Play.
Get some weapons here. Now in this game, if you set your mouse up good and your keys, it's easy to control. So the left mouse would be your primary fire, and your right one would be your secondary.
First blood.
So we took care of him. And you're going to pick up various items in here, weapons, health. I'll do more elaborate videos on the vehicles later. And the weapons, because there are a lot of different types of weapons. I see him there. And we took his weapon. It's kind of how the game goes. If you kill someone in the game, you can take their weapon. Now, where is he? There he is. I think I'm getting lucky in this game right now. Of course, it isn't set to the most highest difficulty. And it is a lot like Quake 3 Arena in that, mean, just the smoothness of it. Of course, they were competitors. These were competing games then.
Killing spree.
You got your scope. Now they do have a sniper rifle in the game. Oh.
Five-minute warning. You have won the match.
Okay, UT 2004, and what a great game. You could see the action you have in there, and that was just one level out of, there's so many levels in there, and you can add multiple players in there. It could be a war zone in there, pretty much. You got vehicles you can drive. We didn't get into that in this video, but I'm going to have many more videos, not with just gaming, but we're going to do some Linux stuff, Windows stuff, programming. I have a lot of experience in all of those areas and many years of experience in them. So I'm hoping I can teach the masses. I can teach you guys how to do some of those things. But I do want to make sure you get the correct version of the game. So I'm going to put up exactly what number. Just look in the URL for that exact number. I'll show it here, and make sure you get that version, because it pretty much comes with, someone already took the time to prepare everything, get all the files that you needed in there. So that's it for this video. Again, please like and subscribe. We can get this channel off the ground. You can check out my other channel, the Frankie Fix channel, where I do repairs, home repairs, snow blowers, lawn mowers, all the stuff that we need to do in our homes to survive. And I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.